Hello, my beautiful people out there in Minecraft land. How are you today? I am fantastic. Thanks for asking. Welcome back to Modded Minecraft episode, what are we up to? 27 episodes now already? Wow, it's been more than half a year and we're still making Minecraft episodes. That's pretty cool. And here we are, back on the moon, as we last left ourselves. And you're probably saying to yourself, wait, how are you going to get back to your planet? Or are you? Are you living on the moon now? What's going on? Are you like starting Minecraft over again with a whole new base on the moon and all that? And well, let me answer that question for you quite simply. And that is using this little thing right here. Yep, well, where did it go? Right over there. If you recall, from some time ago, I got this thing called an advanced dislocator. And if I were to right-click right now, it would teleport me all the way back to my bed in the overworld, exactly where I want to be. But that's not what I want to do, because then I would have no way of getting back here to the moon without making another trip, another rocket, and all that other stuff. But if I shift and right-click, I could actually create a whole new teleport point. So let's add a new one, and let's call it Moonlander. So this is where we are right here. Let's commit that. Now I have the Moonlander, and I can right-click to teleport to it. But we actually want to teleport back to our bed, so let's do that. Shwammy wham! Here I am, back at my own bed, and it's time to sleep. So let's sleep. Good morning! How are you? Welcome back to the overworld. And now, I need to go back to the moon. But before I do that, I do want to do one more thing. Because in the last episode, if you recall, I built myself some machines in order to refill my oxygen tanks. And I need to check and see how my oxygen supply is actually doing. Alright, so one of the tanks is completely full. The other just has a little bit left. And I actually had a spare tank anyway. So not a great big deal. And 2700, let's keep that in our inventory, and then let's shift right click and go back to the moon. Wow, that's a fast thing to do. So what am I going to do today? Well, the first thing I wanted to do is basically keep a promise to you guys, and that is to let you know how my chicken would fare on the moon. So let's just put this chicken down and see what happens. There he is. Apparently, chickens are just fine. No, he's not fine. He's not fine. He's starving of oxygen. Nope. Okay, so let's pop him back into our inventory. There we go. So chickens cannot survive on the moon. So we're gonna have to figure out a way to keep our chicken alive. But I also wanted to check something because you know, just kind of moving around and jumping around, I happen to see some things in the distance over there. There's actually a village on the moon in the distance, and I really wanted to go check that out. Alright, so approaching this village, it looks very similar to a lot of the villages on Earth. Apparently, carrots grow just fine in space, in you know, zero gravity, well, not zero gravity, very little gravity. And what's that? That's an alien. Okay, let's figure this out. Whoa, they make weird sounds too. Hello? Hello, Mr. Alien Villager. There's several alien villagers. Oh my goodness, this is a whole, like, community in here. You guys, are you guys friendly? Hello, how are you today? Oh, you're looking for lunar sapphires, and you'll trade me for oxygen masks. Okay. Oh, lots of lunar sapphires will get me oxygen tanks with stuff in them, and oxygen gear, and fuel canisters, and parachutes, and wow, all kinds of stuff. Batteries. But what are these lunar sapphires? Is this something that you want me to go collect? Oh, oh, I've got to trade a moon buggy schematic for a tier 2 rocket schematic. Well, let's see, what's this? Tier 2 rocket for a moon buggy. Oh, well, that's highly useful. Copper for compressed copper. Tin for compressed tin. All this stuff is a little useless. Oh, see, jungle saplings will get me lunar sapphires, though. Guess I should have brought a bunch of jungle saplings. Let me check out some of the other trades. So believe it or not, every one of these villagers has pretty much exactly the same traits. But I did spot another village just over here. So maybe I'll have better luck in this village. Ooh. You know what? Seriously, all these guys have exactly the same trades. But I did see something else over here that I thought might be worth checking out. And that's, yeah, over there. A tree. I didn't notice this before. Are there actually trees growing on the moon? Alright, so that's kind of weird physics. Minecraft physics. Video game logic at its finest. Back home now, I am looking at building this thing called an oxygen bubble distributor. And this thing's actually pretty cool. As long as you feed oxygen into it and also feed power into it, it will create a bubble of oxygen for you, even on the moon or in a zero atmosphere situation. So I'm going to try to make one of these things. And there it is. I have it right there, the oxygen bubble distributor. I've also grabbed myself another oxygen collector and some solar panels. So this is the oxygen collector. So it collects oxygen from the atmosphere. And I'm going to use that. Instead of feeding it into one of these oxygen compressors, I'm going to try to feed it directly into my bubble generator, oxygen bubble generator. So let's go back to the moon. Alright, here we are back on the moon, and in order to make this work, we're going to need to find that place with the trees. Because, as you probably know, there is no oxygen on the moon. But if you have plants, things like trees and, crops growing, they generate their own oxygen, as any, good Minecrafter knows. So, according to video game physics, that's how you get oxygen when you're on the moon, is by planting trees. Don't ask me how they grow, because, conventional logic might tell you that they require carbon dioxide or something similar to grow, but no, not in Minecraft. You just need, soil and water, and you're good to go. So I'm going to go up here. Hello, Mr. Alien Villager. And maybe, like, right around here, I'm going to put, first of all, I'm going to put this thing down, my oxygen collector. So there it is. And if you recall, I'm going to need power into this thing, so I'm going to power it from this side with a solar panel. And okay, so we're getting power. Apparently there's enough solar energy on the moon to power this thing. We are not collecting any oxygen, though, so that could be an issue. Oh, I just realized the reason we're not collecting any oxygen from this thing is because this isn't the oxygen collector. This is the distributor. I put the wrong item down. So let's break that. And then we will put the oxygen collector down. There we go. So we're getting power. We're collecting oxygen. Okay. Okay, now everything seems to be working just great. Oh, but this isn't going to be great because, yeah, now we're losing power like crazy because we have leaves overhead. Okay, so we'll have to make some considerations here. So our solar panel can't be covered up by anything. So there we go. So that, yep, light level's 100. So now we're getting power back in. Okay, good to go. And then on this side, and remember we have to do this from the other side because of the way these machines connect together. I'm just going to have to break through some of these leaves here. Okay, so here we'll put the bubble distributor down. So we've got lots of oxygen, don't have any power. So we'll grab another one of our solar panels. And if I can get around into the right place here, jump, super jump. Okay, no, not that high. There we go. I'll put another one of my solar panels down right over here. Right there. Okay, and are we collecting power? We're not collecting power, and that's because, again, we need to break through these leaves right here above the solar panel. There we go. Okay, lots of power. Yep, we're storing things in. Oh, and look at this. Our bubble, our oxygen bubble, is starting to grow. You can just see that faint blue bubble. It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, which is pretty cool. Let's plant more saplings. There we go, just to make sure that we keep lots of oxygen here. And I don't know how big this bubble will actually get. So this is actually pretty cool if it gets really big. Yeah, actually this is so good. You know what? I'm going to experiment here to see how good this this bubble actually is. I'm going to take off my oxygen mask. There you go. And I can breathe. I can breathe on the moon in my oxygen bubble. Let's see what happens if I exit the bubble. Oh, God. Okay. Yeah, that's bad. So don't leave the bubble. That's basically the bottom line there. So now that I have oxygen in place, I should be able to, if all goes according to plan, put my chicken down. And my chicken should be okay. I'm going to get ready to capture my chicken again, because if for some reason my chicken leaves this area, don't leave. Don't leave. No, don't leave the area. If you leave the bubble, you'll die. What are you doing? What are you doing, you dumb chicken? Wait, are you? Oh, no, you are not okay. Oh, God. I'm hurting. Okay, there we go. Forgot to put my helmet back on. So let's get that guy back on. There we go. Now I can leave, and everybody's happy. Okay. Oh, but don't forget my chicken. All right, so I'm going to have to find a way to keep my chicken contained. So I harvested some wood from this farm area over here and built myself a crafting table. And now I'm building myself some planks. And man, this really does feel like I'm, like back to day one of Minecraft here. Now I need some fence. Okay, so let's grab some oak fence, grab a whole bunch of those, and that should do it. Now, jump. Love this, like, low gravity jump I can do. I wonder if I should, maybe go out a line or something. I'm really worried that my chicken is going to actually get out of this farm. So, yeah, I'll figure out a way. I have placed my zero gravity fence now. I'm on the moon. Of course I have a zero gravity fence. Why wouldn't I have a zero gravity fence? And my solar panels, these leaves kept growing in over top of them. So I put these fence posts all the way up. And you can see they still have a light level of 100%, and they're still increasing in power. So we're still generating oxygen, storing oxygen, and nope, I didn't want to do that. And passing oxygen over to our oxygen bubble distributor over there. There we go. Getting oxygen, and yeah, everything's cool. So now, with all luck, we should be able to drop our good friend Mr. Chicken down. And yeah, seems like he's doing fine. He's gonna enjoy his new life on the moon. If I can get out of here. Ah, there we go. Enjoy your new life on the moon, Mr. Chicken, in your oxygen bubble. That's pretty cool, actually. I feel like I should put an oxygen bubble around, like, my new moon house or something. Or maybe find another way. Here I am, back on Earth. Earth? The overworld. It's not Earth at all. It's its own planet called the overworld. Yes, Minecraft does not take place on Earth, even though it does somehow live in a solar system very similar to ours that has a moon around the overworld and a planet called Mars and a planet called Jupiter. And you know what? Suspend your disbelief, please. Just it's a video game. Just relax. Anyway, so the intention here is to set up a semi-permanent moon base. That's what I want to do. I'm basically just going to acquire one of those houses, but there's a lot of things you need to do if you actually want to live on the moon. And the first thing you need to do is seal the room and get it full of oxygen. So, in that spirit, we're not going to use one of those bubble collectors. We're actually going to use something called an oxygen sealer. This guy right here. So the oxygen sealer, what you need to do is, well, there you go. It checks an enclosed space, and if the space is enclosed, it fills it with breathable air. But you do need to supply it with oxygen, and so we are going to need more of those oxygen collectors. So that would be these guys right here. So we'll need a couple oxygen collectors. We'll need power, so I'm going to need solar power to get those oxygen collectors. And then I'm going to need some sort of pipe as well. I think, let's see, pipe. I think I can just use this transfer pipe from extra utilities. At least I hope I can. I'll try it, and if it doesn't work, I might have to switch to the actual Galacticraft pipe, but we'll figure it out when we actually get to the moon. This will transfer oxygen into my space and, yeah, allow me to actually seal the room. Alright, so this has taken way more effort than it was probably worth, considering the amount of effort or time I'm actually going to spend in this particular dwelling. But, you know, I might have pillaged a few houses from the alien villagers on the moon here in order to make my own little house. And at the moment, it doesn't have a door, so I'm just going to break through. The reason I can't put a regular door on this thing is because of these things right here. And these are my oxygen sealers. So there, you can see it's sealed. It actually took 4 sealers, and all of these things are getting oxygen and they're getting power from various sources to seal this one room. And so, as a consequence, I can actually take off my mask in this room and not suffocate and die. Whoa, which is actually pretty cool. But that's not everything that I wanted to do today. In fact, one of the things that I wanted to do today was to put a door into this space. But in order to do that, I need to create something called an airlock. And that is made with these 2 things, this airlock frame and the airlock controller. And basically, they are fairly straightforward to make. So the airlock frames, well, compressed steel, some compressed aluminum, and then one of these things, which you've seen me make before. But the airlock controller, which I do need one of these per door I'm going to make, does require this new stuff called compressed meteoric iron. And the only way you can get compressed meteoric iron is by compressing meteoric iron ingots. But where do I get meteoric iron ingots, you might be asking yourself. And that is what I'm doing on the moon. And by the way, the moon has become a dangerous place. Ouch! Run away! Run away! Yikes! You can see that there are skeletons and zombies just like there would be at night on the overworld. Unfortunately, night lasts a much longer time on the moon than it does in the overworld. And take a look at this. All of these creatures have helmets. They have space helmets on. Whoa, get away! Yikes! Alright, let's see if I can get in here and get this stuff without actually getting killed by all sorts of monsters. Get out of my face! Get lost. Get lost. Get lost. Get lost. Get bent. Get lost in space. Alright, I'm going to try to do this before I get killed. This is the stuff I'm actually looking for. It is a fallen meteor, and on the moon, this stuff falls randomly. It makes a really loud boom, and then it's red hot for a little while. I wish I could show that to you, but it took me a long time just to even find this one. Then it cools down, and you can harvest the stuff. And you get, as long as it doesn't fly away, there we go. We get some meteoric iron. At least, sorry, a fallen meteor. So let's take this back to our rocket lab, right there, and see what we can do with it. Alright, here I am, back on the factory floor, and I need to take my fallen meteor here, and it doesn't really do me a lot of good in its current state, but I need to use my fortune pick instead of my silk touch pick, and break it. And when I do that, I get this stuff called raw meteoric iron. And then if I take the raw meteoric iron and I stick it in my furnace, well, that went awfully fast, but meteor, there we go. So I've cooked my meteoric iron into meteoric iron ingots, which is great. And now I can take my meteoric iron ingots up to my compressor, which is right up here. This one, right here. And do I need one? Yes. So each one of these ingots should give me 1 compressed meteoric iron plate. And, yep. And, of course, it vanished really quick, but meteor... There it is. Compressed meteoric iron. And this is the stuff that I need to use to make my airlock frame, which is right here. And I need 2 of these, which is great, because that's exactly the number of ingots. So I'm going to make those, and I'll be right back. And airlock controller up there. And perfect. Now we should, if all goes according to plan, have the room sealed and sealed. There it is. My airlock works. The only problem is every time I go through my airlock, it unseals. So I can set this, first of all, to 2 meters so that I have to be directly under it. There it is. So the air will unseal. So I'm going to do the same thing over here. Just add a second copy of the airlock. There we go. Again, set it to within 2 meters. Make sure there's no bad guys around. Oh, look at that. It's finally day on the moon again. Now I don't have to worry about the baddies as much. So that's very cool. And as soon as I come in, because of the whole airlock thing, yeah. So we have a sealed environment. So now I can actually take my helmet off again. So there we go. And looking good. Here I am in space. And no helmet. And yeah, oxygen is good. And I wonder if I just, yeah, shift click that back on. So I can actually wear it if I want to. And then run back out into space through my airlock. And I like this. I think this is actually pretty cool. There is one more thing that I would like to do while I'm here on the moon. And that is set up a convenient way to get back to the overworld. And I have some pretty cool technology that I can use to do that in these draconium-infused obsidian and dislocator receptacles from the Draconic Evolution mod. So it starts by me digging a little bit of a hole here. And this is just so that I have place to put my frames, and you might actually recognize this pattern. It's going to look exactly like the... Oops. Of course, I did it wrong. Exactly like the airlock looks, just in orange instead of in black. Oh man, this is obsidian. This is going to take a while. Then we take the dislocator receptacle and we put it in the bottom. And finally, we need to stand on this block right here, and we need to look this way, and we need to use one of these unbound dislocators. So I will shift and right click. There you go. I've now bound this spot to the dislocator in my hand. I've already bound this other one right here to a spot on the overworld, and if I take the one bound to the overworld and stick it in this receptacle, boom, we now have a portal to the overworld. And if I run through, wham, I appear in the overworld. But this portal is empty. But now I can take the one that I made on the moon, put that in this one, and now I can run back this way. And just like that, I now have easy and quick access between the moon and the overworld. And that is where I am going to end this episode today. I hope you guys enjoyed all of the fun and exciting adventures that we got up to today on the moon. Collecting some meteoric iron and yeah, building ourselves a little moon base. I think that was pretty cool. I wonder if I can make it all the way back over to my house while I'm doing my outro here. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I really appreciate you guys. Really love it when you guys come by and watch my videos, and I hope you love it too. Ow. And if you do love it and you want to show your support for me, please click that like button. Ow. Oh, God, I'm swimming. Oh, there we go. Try to do this before. Okay, there we go. Click that like button, as I was saying. And if you really liked it and you really want to show your support, and if you, of course, haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.